Good morning, everyone. Thanks again for watching all these videos. You're absolute legends. We're going to jump in. This one's going to be very short and sharp, as you'll see by the total minutes there, for our cash cows heading into part 2 of round 1, the 6 games remaining, and just a little update on the potential cash cows that you should take in your side. I think this one's a little bit more straightforward compared to the value and the guns video, and I've been absolutely changing my team a million times. But by the way, if you're in the same boat as me, put in the comments. So I have been playing fantasy for a long time now, whenever it started, 10 years ago or something, and signed up with my Facebook account. So I now cannot log in to my NRL fantasy team with a day left before round 1. So that's super exciting, and I hope it gets fixed. I've sent them an email. Everyone else do the same. Go into contact us, help, and get that sorted, and hopefully that is fixed. I can get into, you can obviously get into your email related ones, the normal logins, but if you're a Facebook login guy, click that. It's not letting that happen at the moment. So this could be wild, and I don't have a team. I have made a bunch of changes, and a team is there's 21 in there at the moment, so hopefully it's fixed. And if it's not over the next day or two, then this could be sad, and I might have to remake a new team, and I would miss out on Burbo, so that's terrifying. But anyway, all that aside, that's where I'm at the moment. So there's a mini freak out, but we smile, we keep going. I don't need to reveal my team until tomorrow, so hopefully it's fixed in that time. But anyway, let's get into the cash cows, and we start with the hooking position. It's Danny Levi, it's Mull Eisen. Mull Eisen we don't like as much at the moment, 250, just given that Little's back, unfortunately, for him. I think that hurts Little as well, which we'll speak about in the value side of things. And you've got Summerton as well. It's like 400k, so you can look at him, guys, but it'll be a 1 week rental given Mitch Kenny will be back. But Danny Levi is the other guy at 286, and we need to speak about him because with him, he needs to be a starter. And we don't have Lussick or Hands, right? He is the starter right now, and can we select him, right? I think there'll be some people that go like a Grant and Robson. There'll be some people that go like a Brandon Smith and a Grant or a Brandon Smith and a Robson. Avi Coruscant is still potential, but I haven't seen many of that option. I think that's the play as well. So if you've got Brandon Smith, I think you're in a pretty solid position. I'm personally either looking at going Harry Grant and Levi, or Harry Grant by himself, and then look to get like a Brandon Smith, or just see what happens in the hooking sphere. If there's an injury or something like that, I can look to bring in a guy over the next few weeks. So that's my general thoughts on this cash cow situation right now in the hooking slots. You don't have to have cover right away. If you're going with Robson from ball 1, if he gets injured or something like that, then you're likely trading him anyway. So I don't see that as being a big issue as not having hooker cover, because it's not like you're not going to be playing that gun hooker that you've selected. Even if it's Brandon Smith, you're going to play him each and every week. So you pop him in the hooking position. If it's just him, you'll be fine. But if you want to have some cover, if you want another gun, I think they'll score fairly well. All had a bit of a down year last year. They could definitely go back up, or at least stay the same. So that's where we're at with Levi, with that. But I suppose the big question mark you need to look at is with Levi. And we have spoken about him a few times, obviously. Look at me looking up Farmer Silly. But at the moment, with Levi, if you slot him in there, last year he played a couple of games at hooker, right? So 40 minutes, 55, then he got injured. I think destroyed his jaw, and then come play in round 12, and I think either got hurt again or just it wasn't working, and he wasn't well, so he didn't play the rest of the year. But he's obviously high up the pecking order in Sticky's thoughts. But I suppose the big one here, guys, you can look into certain games. So he played 55 minutes here in round 2. So if you do look at that, then what you want to look at here is what happened with Starling. So Starling played 46 minutes off the interchange bench with Levi playing 55. So that's that. You got Mariota with 24 minutes off the bench, Emre Gula 41, Horsburgh 30, scored 48. So well done to the horse. That was before he ended up coming into all of our sides there. But what you want to see, is there any other issues here? Whitehead played 41 in the second row, right? So that's something to note. Hudson Young played 70. So there was a few minutes that were taken away from a couple of these starters, which normally wouldn't happen, right? So that's something to note. Corey Harawira ended up going to the edge in this one here. CHN named it lock, but played edge in swap with White. And so White only played middle in that one. So you look at that and you go, well, Levi and Starling could both play some minutes. In the first game, Levi played 40 minutes and Starling played 43. So not necessary that they will come on and take each other's spot. So, Starling can play some 13, and there's some there's some ways that they can do that. But I do think from round 1 here, there's a good chance that they just split the 80 minutes because they have enough forwards around the traps to be really strong in that position. But Danny Levi, 286, it does feel a bit gross given you'll be taking another Raiders hooker. I think you can leave him out. I don't have any affinity towards him exactly, and we know that he's got Zach Wolford in the 18. He's not going to play huge minutes. Could be anywhere between 30 and 50 for Levi, and at his PPM of 0.58, if you're getting 30 minutes, he's losing money. If he's getting 40 minutes, he makes a little bit, and if he gets 50 minutes, he'll be about 10 points of value. So that's what you're looking at with Levi. Break even at 21. 50 minutes at 0.58 is about that 30 mark, which is cool. But yeah, outside of that, does he get 50 minutes? Not sure. He did get a try assist in this game here, 35 tackles for 2 misses, with an offload as well. An error, a couple of penalties in that one as well. So a bit all over the shop, but had the attacking stats. That's a 33 without the try assist and good tackle numbers. So that's about what you'd expect in that, as I said, 50 minutes there. Drop it down a few to get to that 30. So he's no slam dunk at all, and I'm personally looking at potentially leaving him out. He could lose his spot to Wolford. There's a few question marks there, that is for sure. Let's move back into our section here. So the mid cash cows, that was probably, anyone that sort of comes up, guys, that we need to speak a little bit further about, I will do so. Otherwise, it will be a sort of short, sharp run through. Sammy Hughes, 250. Just get him in your team. Probably not the 17, but get him into 21. Safar, 359. It's a fair bit of cash to be able to spend up in a guy that's not playing. So yeah, if things work out and you do want to loop him, there's a lot of mids though, like in the value and the guns as well. We're all looking at McInnes, these types of guys. I'm looking at Toffel Harris cheekily, but Seyfarth an option at that. Liam Henry at 320. That's just a bit expensive for me. I don't like it. Mariotta at 282, bit expensive as well. I think you can leave him out on the bench. Vil Fafita, 230. Look, it's good to see him in the 17. Lucy's back next week. Got one game off his ban. So maybe he drops out. But at 18th man, potentially, he's not the worst pick. If Blake Laurie's injured, which he's carrying one, if he's not back, then Fafita will probably definitely be in that side. At 230, I've seen worse picks. And then Farmasili, I was looking up him just to check his price and how to spell his name. But the price is gross at 300k. I would have only considered at 230, and I just don't think he'll be a big minute guy. The edge cashies, you got Jamin Salmon there, and then you've got Joey Chan. Welcome into a lot of our teams. But yeah, Salmon, I think he's a must-have in our 21s. If you start him or not in your 17, up to you. I'll be looking to have him as like a 17th man. Joey Chan at 261. Starting most likely, you got Blore in the 18th man slot, so how quickly does Blore make it into the side? Does Blore play some middle and a little bit of edge? That could be the play. They have Chris Lewis on the bench, so with Joey, you're expecting sort of 50, 60 minutes, I think is pretty fair if he does actually start. And it could be a bit of a trap with Blore being there with Lewis. We're not sure what's going to happen given he played some middle through the trials. But if he's playing 50 to 60 minutes, he'll get in the 30s comfortably. He looked really strong through the middle in that trial, and he's an improving player, youngster. So he's definitely someone to look at. I think it's very hard to leave him out. 261. If he comes out, makes a little bit of money, loses his spot, he's 270, 280, and it's not the worst price to be able. He's not 230, so he's kind of stuck. Where 280, it seems a little bit easier to move on from. Similar to that with Danny Levi, if you want to start down that route. The half cashies guys, it's Hutchison, it's Flanagan, and it's Lockie Galvin. So Hutcho, Flanagan, 51k difference with them. Hutcho has the most upside with 100 at the end of last year. Obviously has really solid base. I just think he's going to do a good job, especially the more time that he practices there, the more time this team can have to gel. On the right side with Hutchison, he does play a little bit of both. You've seen him on both sides, but the right side, he has Preston, he has Kiraz, and he has Blake Wilson. I think that's a very, very, very strong side, which both those guys can get, all three of those guys can get line breaks and tries. If he can hit Preston short, he's going to have some little kicks through. Preston's really smart, and those other two are very, very talented outside back. So Hutchison, I think, is really, really good. Flanagan also has a lovely side. If Sua's going to stay there for the one game, if it's going to be him, it's going to be Lucy Leilua. It could be Tom Eisenhuth this game. If they're Tom Eisenhuth's the one to fall out, maybe they just pop him on the left and get Sua early on the right-hand side to get some reps in, because it's going to happen in round 2. Still, let's just say it is Sua. You got Sully and Ravalawa on the left with him as well. So it could be a try assist line break assist and the like down that left-hand side. I think he's going to be a solid money maker. He's got some safety in his position. So that's where it's at with Flanagan. Definitely either one. I'd go Hutchison. Especially if you're unsure about Fogarty, then I think Hutchison's safer as a good scorer. Flanagan could be a nice backup. Can you take both? Yes, if you want to. Galvin, 230k. I'm just going to back the talent of this guy in a team that's not great. I think he's going to get the spot either in the 14 role from round 1 over Simpkin or something like that, or he's going to be in the starters very soon. That's my call. I'm going to stick with it, and yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got for you. So yeah, definitely a solid looping option if you want it. All right, centre cashies. Last two guys. Ethan Strange at 230. He's got he's number 1, clear as day. Get him in your side. Center or he's half cover, which is cool now. So he's going to have that half dual, which I'll pop in there now. Can't see over me mic, but so he's the cheap upside. Start him, don't start him, whatever you please. It's all going to be fine. Just get him in. Seb Chris, solid still. I got him in the second option. The consistency, likely to play center. So definitely a solid one to look at in your sides for Seb Chris. And you've got Shawnee Russell. I think he'll be, again, solid is all I can kind of say with those two. Chris has a little bit more upside. Russell, I think, is going to be better. If he can score tries, he'll score good points. Otherwise, I think 20 odd is his base. Seems good if he makes 130 odd meters, a bunch of tackles. He made sort of 9 or something, or 7 in the trial, which is good. Missed a couple, but that's fine. And good base and then potentially some attack in that good eel side. Kotrick, he made the side, dual position, 261. I'm not going to push anyone away, but I don't like it too much. We don't know what's going to happen with Chris and where he ends up. So, does Albert Hopewadi move to that wing spot? Does Kotrick keep it? I'm not sure. But, definitely an option that people are looking at. And Rocco Berry, 396. I got him last just because he's more expensive, and you probably go up to a value guy at 450 and above instead of Berry, in my opinion. But I think he could have a really good season and do really well. So, yeah, if you're interested, go for it. And then to finish off, guys, the wing fullback cashies. You got Keanu Keeney still up top for me. I do think that Jaden Campbell is going to come back a little bit slower. That's just an opinion. I think he's going to score well when he's there. So, I suppose, again, at near 300k after round 1 minimum, I think he makes some money from 279 up near the 300. 10 to 15, 20 points above his break even of that 20. If he gets anywhere near 40, he'll make 30k, which would be good. And you can move him on from 300k a little bit easier than you can a 230 guy. So Keeney, I'm going to start with him. We'll see what happens, right? Tuapiki at 388. Sort of, the question mark here is how long can he keep the spot? If it's 3, 4, 5 weeks, if Chance takes a little bit longer to get back and right and get his body ready, it's exactly what that team needs. They don't need him from round 1 to be fit and firing. They need him from the middle of the games, middle of the season, all the way through to the finals. So Tuapiki, very serviceable man at the back at 388 is the awkward price. If you are looking at him, I'm not going to push you away. He has good upside on his, he has good ability to score good points. And then Bostock and Savage to finish things off there. Bostock at 314. He's on the wing and improving team. I think he's taken a step up with his base. Will be in the low 20s. And then potential for him to score tries in a team that I think will be pretty good. So not the worst spot, not the worst position or player in that wing fullback position, I should say, that could do a job as a backup guy in your team. And then Xavier Savage at 350k. He definitely looks good on the wing, I think, but it's a very awkward price. And does he keep it as well with potential for Rapana to move back or for Seb Chris to come in and shake things up in this squad? But let me know your thoughts. I suppose if the wingers go really well, if Kotrick and Savage go well, then Rapana keeps his spot. But again, we'll speak about him in the value and guns video there, guys. That is going to be a lot longer because I think there's so many options that you can go for. Obviously, in the wing fullbacks, the centers, you can change things up. The mids and the edges, pretty crazy. What's going to happen with Fogarty? These are all things I'm going to lay out for you. And then later in the day, we're going to get a video out from Scoop. I'm super excited for that one. It's going to be all of his thoughts heading into round 1, kind of across the cashies, the value, and the guns as well. You can get my thoughts on the cashies here, and then the value and the guns in some 2 shorter videos. We're going to have lots of videos out today, guys, but shorter and sharper. Exactly what you need. Click in, find it, whatever you know, go through the list. Same with the value and the guns. myself, and then you get Scoop's thoughts, and then we'll go in and reveal some teams as well, and get Junior's team up there and kind of go through that just as an example of what to do and some thoughts he's looking at. And second guy from the private group that's won that and it's going to come on that, which is going to be awesome. And just a big thank you to all you guys for this preseason. It's been hectic. Pray for my team and the Facebook login that we can get in, because I really, really want to play NRL Fantasy. You wouldn't believe it, but I like this game and enjoy what I do. So thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.